Welcome back to Arena. Team UMM is currently in the lead after taking away game points in Jedi Knight and MechWarrior 4.
Half and half can still get back in the game, however, by taking our third game point in Capcom versus SNK.
Capcom vs. SNK is a traditional two-person fighting game which brings together characters from some of the most popular fighting games of the 90s, making it a favorite amongst fighting game purists.
We've asked both of our teams to select one player who they think is the best button masher. Those two players will go head-to-head for our final game point.
All right, Team UMM has selected the drone to play as Mai. Now, in the last episode of Arena, the drone got clobbered in this game, so it should be interesting to see if he's able to come back and play a bit stronger. Team Half and Half has selected Message Gnome to play as Chun-Li.
You know, I just want to say this is more like it. I know we're still in 2D, unfortunately, but it's still two hot chicks, sweaty, fighting it out in the desert.
That's what life is all about. As you know, every time I go to a wishing well, and I knock over some kid and take his quarter, and I throw that quarter into the well, I say, "Magic wishing well, I want to see two hot chicks in skimpy clothes fight it out in the desert."
Really?
Yeah.
Now you've got your wish, Will. Meanwhile, there's an actual battle going on here, and I believe... Oh!
That's Mai getting her wish as Chun-Li goes down.
Wow, that's a surprise.
You know, as a longtime Street Fighter fan, I've wanted to see Chun-Li go down for years.
I can imagine. Look, E Honda now gets into the mix, which wrecks my fantasy. What did Mai just do there?
We're not allowed to say.
Well, she keeps diving for his crotch. Is that kosher?
Oh, it's, well, you know what's really important is if it's Honda kosher.
Oh, that's not gonna make muster. Meanwhile...
It's not gonna make muster?
Yeah, that's a military term.
How does something make muster?
Not make mustard.
Oh, what'd you say?
Muster.
Oh.
It's a military term.
Oh, hey, look at that! Mai went down. I have to say, as a longtime video game player, I've wanted to see Mai go down for a long time, too.
Alrighty.
Oh, two guys? I have absolutely no interest in watching this round. Travis,
yes.
Go ahead, you call
All right. We have one guy hitting the other guy. One's a big fat guy, which I respect on some level. The other
is
one's
E Honda from
guy.
the fat side?
E Honda is from the fat side. Yes, he is.
Good for him.
He is the epitome of the fat side, to be honest with you.
Two guys again. Oh, man. You know what? I really got to go down there and talk to these players.
I know. Ken and E Honda.
Attention teams. My name is Will Wheaton. I'm one of the co-hosts of Arena. Please fight with chicks in the future. Thank you.
E Honda, I'm not going to say it, but E Honda has been defeated.
Ken defeats E Honda.
Meanwhile, if anybody's keeping score, the score is now tied, and this will decide who wins, either half and half or Team UMM. Ken is playing for...
Ken's for UMM, and it's Dalseem for half and half.
So there you go.
You know, I always called him Dallism.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that just shows how ignorant you are of the Indian culture.
It's absolutely true. That, or perhaps it's because I'm dyslexic.
Oh, I'd feel sorry for you if that was true. And look at that!
Oh, hey, speaking of things that are true, Ken takes Dalseem down, and this round goes to Team UMM. Okay, the drone is just amazing. He was our MVP last time, and it looks like he could be taking home that title again this week. In addition to owning in MechWarrior and Jedi, he seems to have mastered all the characters in Capcom vs. SNK too.
Yeah, one of the reasons that the game is so popular with the purists is the huge variety of characters available. When a player loses a round, he has to pick a new character to play, and that means if you're only good at playing Ken or Chun-Li, you better not lose a single round. Both players showed remarkable skills using all of the special abilities of the various characters.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that they spent the bulk of the 90s indoors. Let's take a look at our Arena scoreboard and see who tonight's winner is.
Team UMM won Jedi Knight 2-1 and took our first game point.
Team UMM also won MechWarrior 4 3-0 and took our second game point.
The drone won Capcom vs. SNK for UMM, and they took our third game point.
Our total accumulated kills point went, not surprisingly, to Team UMM, 10-4. This leaves us with only our MVP point to award. Can UMM make it a shutout? Is the sun going to rise tomorrow? Here's Travis to explain our MVP challenge.
Thank you, Will. To find out who our MVP is, we take all of our players' kill-to-death ratios and add in any objective points they've secured for capturing flags or getting perfect victories in Capcom vs. SNK. We then take this information, write it on a $1 bill, and give it to our favorite exotic dancer at a local watering hole. She then gives us a Jeep Thrill, gives us back the $1 bill, we wash it, and then she tells us who our MVP is. Tonight's MVP is Space Monkey from Team UMM.
It felt like I was hanging back doing my defense, but either I pulled it together in Mech Warrior or I don't know what I did. I was told to say that I owed all to the teamwork of the team, but really I believe that, worked good as a team, good communication, got our game plan together pretty well.
Congratulations to Space Monkey and Team UMM. They played a tremendous game, and they will advance to the next round of the Arena Tournament against a new challenger. If you'd like to be that challenger and you'll be in the Los Angeles area, head on over to our website at g4tv.com/arena and let us know.
And remember, kids, these are all 3D models in a computer game. None of this is real. For Will Reeton, I am Travis Oates. We'll see you next time in the arena.